My name is Monica McCoy, and I am the founder of Monica Motivates, a global speaking, executive coaching, and business consulting company based out of Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States of America. Today, I'm just so excited to speak to you guys a little more about me, about WEF, and just how excited I am to be here today. This is my first time to India. I am loving everything about India, the people, the kindness, just all the wonderful culture here, the foods. It's just been an amazing experience. What brings me to the Women's Economic Forum is really coming here to spread my message about global women's empowerment. So I just left my job as a full-time global director with the Coca-Cola Company to really pursue my life's mission, which is really to help women find their voice, to have a seat at the table, and to follow their dreams. So no longer to be spectators with their lives and just have a living, but to actually be thriving in life and really following that special gift that they have. You know, what drives me is that I initially wanted to be a cardiologist as a child. And I thought that I was going to go around doing heart surgery until my sophomore year of college. I realized I didn't like the sight of blood. And so I knew that I still wanted to help save lives and help change people's hearts. And what brings me here is that WF is this platform where you can connect with like-minded women who really want to change the world. And I just want to continue to share my message of helping women to really find the thing that really drives them from the heart, from the core, and not just exchanging money for time, but instead just making sure, exchanging time for money, but instead really making sure they're following what's truly in their heart, what truly is in their calling. Because see, the thing is that many of us know what we truly want to be from our childhood. During our childhood is when we have those purest thoughts of who we authentically want to be in this life. But then life happens and society sort of, conditions us to fall into line with what everyone else expects of us. But if you ask most people, what did you really want to do with your life? And what are you doing now? People who are truly walking in their purpose, it ties back to their childhood dream. And those who are misaligned, they will still say, even as an adult, that they wish they could do that calling, that dream that they purely had as a child. So I am a young lady who is from southern Georgia. So I was raised with a single mother, and a single mother who did her best to raise 3 kids. And with that, I knew as a young child that in order to really capture the opportunities in life, that you couldn't make excuses. You couldn't hold on to what your past was. So growing up with a single mom and a father who struggled with addiction, I knew that God had called me to do something great in this life. And I wasn't going to let my past inhibit my success today. So I started writing goals early as a child and just started really making sure I was holding myself accountable to those goals. And no matter if, I was in a house that was a very small house for 3 kids and my mom to be living in, I knew that just because of where I was at the moment didn't mean that that was the end of the journey, that it was going to be a lovely journey. And as long as I appreciated all of the stops along the journey, that this life could still be very beautiful. And that's why today, even as blessed as I make sure I tell people to live in the present moment. Appreciate the beauty of everything around you today. Because whether you're in New Delhi, India, or whether you're in Shanghai, at the end of the day, there's something to appreciate wherever you are. Learn about the culture, learn about the people, because we are more alike than we are not. And at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make it in this life and really make sure that we are really walking in our purpose. And that's why the mission and vision of Monica Motivates is not limited to the US. It's a global message. It's a message that's meant for the women of Pakistan, for the women of New Delhi, for the women of Toronto, for the women of Paris. It's a global message because all of us, whether we're a VP of a corporation or just starting out in entrepreneurship, we want to make sure that we're living a life that feels fulfilled and not a life that is just watching us pass by. Who would come to me and say, this isn't what I wanted to do, but I have to survive. And Monica, I wish I could follow my dream, but it's just not possible. And when you tell me that it's not possible, I'm going to figure out a way that it is possible. And so when I kept hearing person after person after person saying that they were not following their dream, they were not walking in their purpose, I started coaching these individuals. I started saying, you can't conquer it all at once. You have to take it one baby step at a time. And whether you have to break it down into a 90-day plan, into a 30-day plan, into a weekly plan, you just have to take action. But to see, quite frankly, a girl like me, from where I came from my background, there's nothing that is so different about me from other people. It's just that I chose to take action. And when I saw the number of people who were not taking action and doing the research to see the number of people who are truly happy in this life, what we find is that most people, unfortunately, fall along the curve of just average happiness. And you have these few outliers of people who are truly happy in this journey called life. And those people who are truly happy are those who had the courage to say, no longer will I watch life pass me by, but I'm going to authentically step into the arena and follow my dream. I'm no longer going to be a spectator and just watch everyone else live their dream, but I'm going to authentically live out this journey that is really meant for me. And see, the thing is that because it takes courage to follow your dream, because it took courage for me to walk away from a very lovely salary in corporate America, from a very prestigious title, that's not an easy decision to make, especially as a mother of two and having a husband who just supports me in everything, making sure that we were all aligned. It's not an easy decision. But at the end of the day, those outliers on the happiness curve who have that courage to say, I have one life, and I'm going to take a chance on myself and go out there and make a difference in this world. So when I think about the Mother Teresa's of the world, the Maya Angelos, the people who really, truly walk their purpose, those are the people who truly made a difference. And that's what I'm doing here at WEF. Because I could have easily stayed in Atlanta and said, nope, I don't have to come to New Delhi. But at the end of the day, this is a global message and not just a message for a small pond, but it's meant to be worldwide. I embrace feminism. I embrace being a woman. I embrace the courage of being a woman, the strength of being a woman, and studying so many different cultures, some of the great challenges that women face, whether in the United States or across the globe. And what I would say is that as a woman, as a mother, as someone who is an entrepreneur, is that it's very important that we understand exactly what is our North Star. So if you're just doing, your business or your job for the money, it's going to be very disappointing and not going to be something that's going to sustain you long term. But when you have what I call the 5 F's in perspective, your faith, there has to be a higher power that is grounding you, that is really keeping you sustained. Your fitness. As women, many times we have to make sure that we're not just trying to be superwoman and neglecting self-care. We have to make sure we're also taking care of ourselves and embracing that permission to say, even though I am a strong woman and I am a mother and I'm a wife and I'm a business owner, that I still also must embrace that I have to submit to myself and take care of myself. And then when it comes to family, embracing that motherhood, embracing being present with your kids, embracing those special moments. Because, see, if the foundation of faith, fitness, and family for the woman isn't solid, her business will never be successful. Because if the foundation isn't solid, it's going to be hard for her to sustain herself in the tough times of the business, in the tough times of entrepreneurship. And then, of course, life is about having fun. So my 5th F is, making sure that you're having fun in this life, that it's not just all serious and you're not taking yourself too serious, because sometimes as women, we forget to embrace that, we can have fun, we can be silly sometimes, we can laugh with our girlfriends. But then also behind every successful woman is a strong man. And I am someone who I adore my husband, and I would not be here without my husband today. My husband is back home making sure that my kids are getting to school, our kids are getting to school, and that they're getting their meals and things are still running in our household. But at the same time, he has his own career. And so I have to make sure that as his wife, and I coach my clients to make sure that you're also making sure that you're nurturing your husband, you're nurturing your partner, you're submitting when you have to. Because at the end of the day, behind every successful woman is a strong man, and behind every successful man is a strong woman. And it's with those mutual partnerships that truly women are going to see sustained success. Because if we look at in corporate America, boards that have more women on them are boards or companies that are more successful. Companies that have more female leadership are companies that are having better business results. And we know that women are the biggest consumers in the world. And so at the end of the day, if the voice of the women is continued to be ignored, then the millennials, the centennials who are starting to hear the message and getting it, they're going to change the way that the workforce is looking, that companies are going to market. And that's what I'm truly so passionate about is that women and men are going to have to work together. So it's bringing both of those terms together, bringing both the masculine and the feminine, because just with one leg, it's not what's sustainable. It has to be mutual together and each party realizing what strengths each one brings to the table. I want the world to be a place where love is celebrated, where respect is celebrated, where peace is celebrated, where ego no longer dominates, where people can get away from feeling like their ego has to be in control, where everyone can just embrace living in the present moment, respecting people for their differences. Because, quite frankly, in this world, it's such a beautiful place. But when egos get in the way, when people start putting titles, power, greed, when those things get in the way, then we start to see segmentations where 1% of the population is controlling 80, 90% of the wealth. And I don't think that's the way the world was ever meant to be. There's enough wealth in this world for no child to ever starve, for no family to ever go without. But we live in a world where people feel like the more they have, the more that their their statue is, that their title means so much. Well, if we live in a world where we're just trying to, and that's eliminate the word trying, where we are just helping each other and truly authentically wanting the best for each other, then that's the world that to me would reflect the greatest amount of sustained peace, sustained happiness, and just sustained long term fellowship as just global citizens. Because, quite frankly, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to travel to any part of the world and feel like we're safe and feel like we can do business and feel like we can go and embrace our fellow sister or brother. The one message I want to leave with women is that you are enough. You are enough. As women, we so many times beat ourselves up and tell ourselves that we're not a good enough wife, we're not a good enough mother, we're not a good enough employee, we're not a good enough business owner. But I'm here to tell you that wherever you are, whatever you've gone through, don't give up. Because as long as your eyes opened again today, this journey is not over. And I want you to continue to move forward. Take one baby step. Don't give up. Because you wouldn't be here today if it was time for giving up. And stop being so hard on yourself. You keep beating yourself up. Stop it. Enjoy life. When you look back 20 years from now, the stuff you're stressing over now, you're going to laugh about. It will not even matter. So instead of waiting 20 years, expedite that and enjoy it now. enjoy this beautiful journey, enjoy the blessing, and express gratitude for still being here.